1801. Welcome to a new live stream. Welcome to also a new video for those that will watch the replay. Um, as I'm looking into this Monic and Henry saga, I am seeing that this is actually exposing them more and more. The separation, and there's a reason why I put quote unquote separation because I'm not fully sure as yet if they are separated. Because I'm wondering now if they can trust, they can be trusted. Nevertheless, we leave all things up to God and God will reveal all things in due time. But but their separation is also exposing their family situation. What's being exposed right now is that it seems like the whole family is under some witchcraft, some bandage. I'm seeing lately after the daughter coming out saying that she's been going through certain things. And listen, me, we all go through certain things. And if we don't deal with it and confront it and so forth, it will be there. If you're going through any form of spiritual oppression and so forth, and you don't draw nigh unto God, if you don't resist the devil and draw nigh unto God, then these things will actually be there same way. If you ignore something, it will not go away. But I'm seeing that the daughter is going through spiritual, says you're going through something spiritually from 19 and she's now 24, but she's still out here saying that she's prophesying to people on the internet. She said that her mind is going through, witchcraft is going on in her mind. So if witchcraft is going on in your mind, why are you out here prophesying and saying that you're prophesying to people? Basically, sorry, basically like you're doing some form of psychic work. You know, the son is now a prophet of the nation. All this stuff is going on now. So you see this separation thing that went on between Monic and Henry. It also reveals something that's going on in the family. Good night, Sister Krista. Good to see you here, sister. So, I'm just drawing I'm just becoming more concerned about what's going on now because this is a Henry and Monic has been a channel that actually exposes false prophets, exposes witchcraft, expose false doctrines and all those stuff. But then they have this problem lingering in their house. Now, no one is perfect, but if you can identify things in others, you must can also identify these things in yourself and in your own house. And this is the problem I realize with many of these people that say that they're prophets and prophetess on the internet. They're always looking at what others are doing, but they don't deal with what's going on in their own house. And that's not a good sign. Shalom to you, Shay Zig. Shalom. As you guys join the stream, go ahead, pound that like button, help with the algorithm so this can reach to others. And hopefully can reach to people that knows Monic and Henry and knows the family, that they may hear this concern. You know, I'm seeing other stuff and there's certain doubts coming into my mind. But I love to give people the benefit of the doubt, which sometimes does not work out good for me. But I'm not close to them in any way, shape, or form or anything like that. But I tend to love to give people the benefit of the doubt before I jump to some major conclusions. You know, so as I'm saying now, that this is one of the problems I'm realizing when it comes to the prophets, the prophetess, and it's mainly prophetess, mainly, but sometimes they so-called prophets too. that's on the internet, saying that they're, you know, exposing, saying that they're prophesying, saying that they're doing the work of the Lord. You know, their house is never really in order. When you look into it, their house is never truly or really in order. And it's something that I see for my own self, even within this ministry that I'm doing here, Perfect in the Saints ministry. I've met many prophetess that come along this ministry, and they're ever the ones that would be very concerned about other people's marriages and want to be involved in other people's marriages, and having problem with someone else's wife and all those stuff, and then they don't have a good marriage. They don't have a good marriage going on for them. Them and their husband is at enmity, at war. Their house is not in order. But they have eyes to see in other people's houses. Hold on there. I don't really want to show my face tonight, alright? Because I'm tired. So, check, check, check. Something went wrong with my internet a while ago. Now, Shay Zig says she taught her children to be soothsayers. In all honesty, I'm coming not to doubt that. In all honesty, I'm reaching a point where I'm not going to doubt that at all. I am not going to doubt it. But I want to look into it more to draw my own conclusion, because well, I'm a person, I don't like to just take what other people say. And I disregard what you're saying, but you know, I will look more into that. But I don't doubt it at all either. It's not something that I doubt at all. Let me do some check-ins here. You guys can hear me, see where you give me a one. Just give me a one in the comment section. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. For those there's two people here with me right now. I really like my wife is on one thing because she's using my Perfect in the Saints ministry channel. All right. Hopefully you guys are hearing me. It seems so. So I don't doubt that Shazig, because based on what I'm seeing that they're doing on their live streams, you know, how can you be going through spiritual warfare and there's witchcraft on your mind and all those stuff, but you're still looking off into other people's, business. You're still there doing doing what you call prophecy, you know. You're still there doing what you call prophecy and all those stuff, but at the same time, you are you're having witchcraft on your mind, right? Something just don't seem right. And the thing is not that I was a person that followed them up and watched them. I see the work that they do. I see when they would do reactions and celestial and reactions and others and talk about, what other pastors are doing. But now look at what's going on with them. And I'm saying this to all those the people that are genuine. I know for sure it's not everyone that's genuine too. But for them that are genuine and doing ministry, always try to fix what's going on with you and around you first. Because you see, if you come along saying that you're doing this work of ministry, a part of the work of ministry is to expose the unfruitful workers of darkness. Also ensure that you're dealing with things that are in the house, things that are in you as well. I'm not gonna get too radical on this one, to be honest, because work on you, work on yourself. And once I work on yourself, mean you're putting yourself before the Most High. You haven't got shape and make and mold you. You're clinging more to God and resisting the devil. You're washing your hands, you're purifying your heart. You're constantly examining yourself. When you come to do this work, it's the work start with you. The work of the Lord start with you first. Is what most people don't know. God's work start with you first because the true service to God is to make your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. That's your reasonable service. That's the first service to God. You know. So one of the first people that should be worked on, the first thing that should be worked on in ministry is self. I'm not talking it in a way of like we see it in the personal development industry. I'm talking about your walk with God and you making yourself upright before God must come first. Greetings, brother Anthony. Good to see you here, brother. Brother, I want to do an interview with you one of these days, on TikTok too, cause I wanted to share your journey along the way towards a new convert. Now, brother Anthony says here, true, you have to fix up your life and house first. That is the thing, brother. That's the thing that most people need to know. That you have to be fixed. Your house has to be set in order. The house have to be set in order. This is what quite a number of these people that come into ministry don't do. They don't try to put things in order. They don't try to set things in order in their house with their self and with their house first. And then they will come out pointing fingers at others, pointing fingers at others, pointing fingers at others, pointing fingers at others. And even though sometimes some of these things that they're saying about others are true, but then what about your life? Because one of these days, your lineage will come out too. You see, if you're not confessing your faults and sins before God, one day will come out before man. If you're not dealing with your stuff before God, that thing will come up before man. And this is what many people need to know. This is what many people need to know. I'm telling you. They need to deal with themselves first. All right, brother, no problem. I'm gonna let you know the day and the time, and then we can schedule that time. So this is just my little 2 cents when it comes to the whole Monic and Henry separation. Is that it's actually exposing the house. It's actually exposing what's actually going on in the house. That the house is not really in order. The house is not in order. I see many people comments. I see people commenting saying, saying that Henry is a warlock and Monic, they're demonic, they have demons in them. And to be honest, they do have, well, Monic has do have an uneasy spirit about her, and when people are uneasy, that's not after Lord. So all I'm saying, this should even be a lesson for all the people that are on the internet, all people that say that they're doing ministry. Ensure that you deal with your house first. Ensure that you deal with family first. Now, in reality, you cannot control your children when they reach certain age. You cannot tell them what to do, how to live. Well, you can tell them, but they will actually do what they actually want to do, right? You have to just teach them the word of God and pray that they will not depart from it. Bend the tree from it young, as we say here in Jamaica, right? But then when you look into it, the house does not seem like it was in order all this time. And this is the big deception of online ministries and even in churches too. But the big deception of online ministries is when you only see people on the internet talking. You only see people on the internet, sharing things that are, they're truthful, but then they don't really set their house in order. They don't really set things right before God. They don't really deal with the things that they have to deal with in their life. And that's my 2 cents for tonight. I could have reacted to so many videos that I see on the internet, but I choose to just do this way. All right, guys. God bless you and God keep you in all your ways. May the Spirit of Christ be with your spirit. And I see you guys in the next live stream or the next video. But until then, shalom.